Hey everybody, I am back, cleaned up my mess, got the beef into the oven, set my timer for 3 hours. When the timer goes off, we will pull it out and then combine our mushrooms and onions and allow those to all marry, the flavors to marry, and then we will be ready to eat. But before we get to that, there are some other things that we need to do. So the first thing that we need to do is to prepare our mushrooms. So how we're gonna go about doing that is you just get white cap mushrooms at the grocery store. And then you wanna make sure that they are clean, that they don't have any dirt on them, but you don't wanna submerge them in any kind of water. Mushrooms are quite porous, and so they absorb everything that they are submerged into. So we don't want to put them in water. Instead, what you want to do is you want to take your mushroom with a wet towel and simply gently wipe it off to make sure that any dirt or sand that might be on it is removed. You want, again, you don't want to submerge it into water, rather you want to wipe it off with a damp cloth. Then you also want to make sure that you dry it off, because it will be difficult for it to saute effectively if there is moisture on it. Once you've done that, you're going to take your mushroom, and the traditional way for mushrooms to be presented in a beef bourguignon is for them to be quartered rather than sliced. So in order to do that, we're just simply going to take our cap mushroom and just cut it into 4 pieces and then drop it into our container. And again, I've also done it where I've had the mushroom upside down and done it this way so you can better clearly see your quarters. Again, the last one. There we go. So those are our mushrooms, and they are ready to now be sauteed. And we are going to saute them in a combination of extra virgin olive oil and butter. We are including the olive oil because mainly we want to get the taste and benefit of the butter. However, butter burns at a relatively low temperature, and so including the olive oil enables us to cook whatever it is we are cooking for a longer period of time without it burning, and it enables us to get the desired outcome without burning. And so I'm gonna grab my pot and we are gonna get started on sauteing our mushrooms. I think I would like to use one of my pots over here. Okay, so let's get the fire turned on. I'm gonna open up my butter. New container of olive oil, so I need to open it. So, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, should do the trick, but we'll keep it here just in case we need more. And then this is about 2 tablespoons of butter that we're adding as well. We're going to let those items melt and reach the optimal temperature, and we will then saute our mushrooms. We are almost ready. The butter is almost completely melted, and the foam is dissipating, which tells us, in fact, that the butter has reached an optimal temperature for cooking. So we're just gonna slide our mushrooms in, and you don't want to overcrowd the pan. Again, if we overcrowd the pan, rather than sauteing, we're gonna end up steaming, and the mushrooms won't ever develop or reach the desired texture that we are seeking. So it's okay if you have more mushrooms than what can fit in the pan. You simply want to break it up into more than one batch. And I'm cleaning up my mess as I go so that it's not too extensive by the time I'm done. And we don't want to mess with them. We want to give them an opportunity to really develop the connection with the pan, and so we don't want to move it around. We don't want to do anything to it. We just want to let it marry with the pot, so to speak, or with the pan, so to speak. I'm going to step away, and when I come back, I will show you the result of the sauteed mushrooms, and then we will move on to our next step in the process, which is to prepare the pearl onions.